So, what could a soup ladle and some saved money totally have in common? You guessed it, they're both characteristics of yellows. Yellows love to give back to people in soup kitchens of their own free time, and they love to save up to be able to help people, to be able to donate. So, that's right, we're going to be talking about yellows. Pretty awesome soup label, huh? I don't think it would work well for soup. Maybe straining, something. But anyway, so back to yellows. So yellows are known as the givers. They love to give, and that touches home with them. That's who they are. They're always about giving no matter what it is. If they can go volunteer at a soup kitchen or save up money to send to donate to people who need it in Ecuador or anywhere around the globe. I mean, wherever you live, people need help, right? So yellows, their physical appearance is pretty characteristic. They more have small bodies, smooth fingers. They actually have larger heads, which is pretty cool. They take short, jerky steps, which aren't as noticeable when they walk slow, but when they walk fast, you can start to see it. And so for their personality, they're very big dreamers. They're the people who think of the future. They're visionaries. They're the ones that are going to see how the future is going to be without different stigmas that we have today. They're the ones who can see it, and they can help people achieve those goals. They always care for others. That always comes first. The underdogs, they're always the first to take up for them. They're ahead of their time. They're always looking to the future, like I said before. They're the ones that are going to dream up a world where we don't have all of the racism, all of the everything that we fight today, famine. They're the ones who can see the future like that, and they can help figure out how to get there without that, or to how to get to a future without these things in it. They're also very introverted, which is kind of funny. They really like to keep to themselves most of the time, not in the limelight or anything like that. They're modest and reserved, almost as marked in the men as in the women, so both sexes. They characterize the extreme yellows. They do things of great moment sometimes, invent something or write something extraordinary, but even they try to avoid being recognized. They prefer the shadows rather than the spotlight. Thus, they miss many of the good things less brainy and more aggressive people gain. But it does no good to explain this to a yellow. He enjoys retirement and constantly missing opportunities because he refuses to mix. So that is definitely a downfall, that yellows don't like to mix with people, but they're always trying to help, whether it be anonymously or just another face in the crowd. That's what they're all about. And friends of yellows, let's see. They're very sympathetic to others. They're, out of all the colors, they're the most sympathetic to people. And so they really have friends of all walks of nature. They enjoy friends from all walks of life, especially those with intellectual backgrounds. Nothing's more awesome than a friend than someone who's got some brains, right? Readers, thinkers, and writers are who yellows mostly befriend because, like I said before, they're visionaries. They like to talk about the future, and who better to talk about that to than people who they read, they write, they know those things. They have thought about it themselves, with maybe more of a green aspect in there. Okay, so when a yellow doesn't like you, it's pretty sad when you don't have a yellow like you because they love everybody, but it does happen. Very few do the yellows not like. But when they don't like you, they're not going to let you know. They just won't talk about it. They'll just make sure not to run into you to cause an awkward situation, just because that's who they are. They don't want to have to confront that. Like I said before, they're introverted. And if they do have to come into a situation where they are talking to you, they'll be nice and polite about it. So yellows are awesome. The strongest points of the yellows is they defend others' rights. Always for that underdog, you guys. They are always there, no matter what. No matter if that means that they have to get into the limelight and they've got to draw attention to themselves. If it's worth saving someone, that's what they're there for. That's what they love. It really touches home with them. They have natural modesty and refinement. They're always, like I said before, very refined, very poised, very calm. They are very sympathetic too. That's another strong point that they have. They're always bleeding hearts. They're going to feel for you. You tell them your life story. They're going to listen and cry right along with you and laugh. They are very gentle. They don't get angry. They'll listen. They'll take it all in before they react. They self-sacrifice. They would rather go to a soup kitchen on the weekends than spend it doing something else like going to get their toes done or anything like that. They're always caring about other people. And it's not that it hurts them when they do that because they like it. But it's still important every once in a while to pamper yourself. They're very tender, like I said before, which goes with the sympathy card. They're always going to listen, and they're going to understand. They're going to be sympathetic and empathetic. They're going to understand, and they're going to love you more for it. They're very unselfish, always giving, very rarely getting. That's the characteristic of a true yellow. Their weakest points, though, is they're impractical sometimes. Along with being a dreamer and a visionary, you have to realize that you can combat that. That with it comes a weakness, and that would be impracticability, where you think you can save everyone in the world, but you can only do so much, and you have to focus on that. They're also their dreaminess, like I said before, their ability to dream, which is also a strength, but it can also be a weakness. They don't follow through sometimes. Sometimes they set these really great goals about what they want to do or how many classes they want to have in a month or all this, but they don't follow through with it for whatever reason. Maybe they get distracted with something else, or maybe them being an introvert causes them to not want to do it anymore, but they do have a problem with following through things. So it's definitely something to work on. They do also get a nervous excitement that can cause them to back down, which goes with the not following through. They're so excited about having all these classes. Let's go. I want to hit the next rank. I want to keep going. But then they get this, after that high comes down, they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I have to go in front of people. And it's just a nervous excitement that once it dies away, they don't want to do it anymore. So it just goes back to not following through, which is definitely something that everybody needs to work on. The worlds need yellows, though. Like, we literally wouldn't go anywhere without them. We wouldn't go anywhere without any of the colors. But yellows are just as important as the others. They fight for the underdog when nobody else will. It doesn't matter what anybody says. If they believe that that person's worth fighting for, they're going to fight till their last breath for them. They dream up the future for others to make it a reality. They want a world where everyone's not hungry or being discriminated against or anything like that. They want everyone to have a home or whatever it is, whatever their passion is, if it's art, if it's writing, if it's opening up the world to an educational view, that's their passion and that's what they want to help the world see. So yellows are always about giving, always giving. Yellows in business, don't expect them to be a social lion. Don't expect them to mingle with many. It is true, like I said before, they are introverted, so it does take a lot for them to get out there. And so if they are, that's like awesome. That's totally amazing that you got them to do that. But if they don't hold it against them. It's who they are. They don't really like to get out and mingle. They like to help anonymously. That's just them. Give yellows work where they know that they're helping others. Giving back always gives them a sense of purpose. Being able to give actually allows them to get a peace of mind in knowing that they've helped the world in whatever way is their strength and whatever they're called to, whatever they're passionate about, whether it's teaching, singing, writing, putting together PowerPoints, putting together a slide, making sure that a class is all set up for the teachers who are going to come and teach it. Or whenever they get on Young Living and they decide to donate to the Gary Young Foundation, round up to the nearest dollar. To them, that's important, and that's what they do, and they're always going to do it because they care. They're very caring. And so that's yellows. And it is important to know what the opposing color is. So this has been an extreme yellow. And the opposing color for an extreme yellow is a red. Extreme red. Those two tend to clash. Now remember that we're all a mixture of colors. We even have people who are red-yellows. So they do work together, but in extreme cases, they tend to clash. So it's important to know who you clash with so that you can actually get them on your team. Because if you're an extreme yellow, you need more reds because you don't want to get out and you don't want to talk that much. So you're like, I need someone else to do it for me, and that's totally okay. A red will do that, or a blue, or even a green. You just have to know. You have to have that inner mix, that inner balance of all of the colors. So that's yellow. Did you do it? Did you watch your video? What did you think? Is this your first one? Have you watched them all? Did you watch your top 2 colors and figure out a little bit more about yourself than you before you watched these videos? Well, I hope you did, and that was the goal. Okay? But make sure that you click on the Facebook link so you can come back to our event because we're still going to be talking about all this. We're going to do lots of stuff. It's going to be so much fun. So I want y'all to click the link and come on back. But if you're not done, go ahead and click the other colors. You can still watch them. You can rewatch them as many times as you want. But don't forget to come back to the Facebook page. I want feedback. I want to know what you think. What color do you think you are? Do you think it matched up? Do you think that the test matched up with who you think you are? Did you learn more about yourself? Did you learn something that you didn't really think you knew, but you recognized it once you watched the video? A habit or a personality trait that you never picked up on before that was original to you. All right, you guys, I'll see you back at the Facebook page. Bye.